I do want to ask, because it continues to be like this sort of this small, fun thrill of the show just to see Jon and Sansa together in multiple scenes, working together side by side, just because it's something that like just never seemed would happen. But who do we think she wrote that letter to?
Ooh.
The obvious person to think of first is Littlefinger. Is it that, or is there someone else?
I was thinking about this. She's already sent Brienne off. She's already sent Brienne to meet with the Blackfish. So I think Littlefinger. I think that she's like, we need an army. Maybe we get the army at the Vale, and that could be the turning point. Whether he comes, I mean, I don't know who else she would write to.
Right.
What do you think?
Yeah, that is the only one that sort of jumps out as making sense, because at a certain point it's like, yeah, she's not going to write to the Lannisters. Like, who would she write to?
She's not going to write to Ramsay.
She's not going to write to Ramsay.
Hopefully.
One would hope. Now here, I do want to ask you this. I don't know if you saw in Fowler's review, he talked about if she is writing to Littlefinger, is this Littlefinger's sort of long con manipulation? Because Littlefinger's kind of been diminished, right? It's like he was like the puppet master, pulling all the strings that kind of revealed later on. He was behind stuff from the beginning of the show. And then what we've seen in the last season and a half kind of is like, oh, he didn't know about Ramsay. And then Sansa confronted him about it. And he's kind of just walked away with his tail between his legs. So suddenly it seems like he's not holding any of the cards, unless this was a sort of big manipulation to like for Sansa to need him again. Do you think that might be part of it?
Maybe, but it's gone past ballroom politics. It's throne room politics. It's war now.
Yeah.
We are going to war. The small war before the big war. And I think for all Littlefinger's maneuvering, he wants to be out on top. And right now, it does seem a lot more likely that Sansa and Robb and these people who are in the know about what's going on, positioning themselves, as Davos said, the dead are coming, to be ready to fight them. These are the people that he should back. So I think politically, it's not smart to get behind the Boltons. Maybe this is this manipulation of Sansa coming to the forefront, and this was his plan, but I still don't see how that would hurt them now.
Right.
But maybe, I don't know, maybe he's doing something else. Maybe he's like teaming up with Jaime in the Freys and like going to kill the Blackfish and ruin everything we love.
Even if he didn't sort of plan this all ahead, I do hope to see him kind of capitalize on things more. Because, a couple seasons ago, it almost seemed like he was being revealed as like the main villain behind everything. And now he's kind of been skirted to the side. He's only been on a couple times this season, and it just sort of seems like suddenly he's not an important factor on this show. So I would hope that he would somehow kind of come back into play and actually show his sort of intelligence again, and sort of like using a situation to his benefit.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, for all that he was like a main villain, as you say, everything he does is for his own gain.
Yeah.
It's not for the sake of the country. It's not, necessarily because he wants to be king. I don't think he wants to be king. He just wants to put himself in the best situation that he can be, as someone who came up from nothing, who wasn't from a royal house or anything like that, who loved Catelyn Stark and could never get over that. So I think that this is still about him getting out on top, but I feel a little bit the same way, like what you're saying about Varys, where Varys we're seeing doing a lot more this season, but he was our other master manipulator,
yeah, true.
And his role has very much been diminished because they are taken away from their their element, if you will. So I would love to see them both come back into the forefront a little bit more, but I think their roles as advisor and instead of main player makes a lot more sense.